Good morning, my dear students. How are you? This is Muhammad Emran Hossain, lecturer in English at Rajuk Uttara Model College. Here I am with another video lecture on making a sentence assertive to interrogative. I mean, to make the sentence interrogative from the form assertive. And I hope you'll find this lecture enjoyable to you. Please watch my lecture online and give feedback to me. Your feedback inspires me to make much more video of the same type. I hope you are enjoying the lectures of all other teachers too. So let's start the lecture, and this lecture is on making a sentence interrogative, transforming a sentence interrogative. I mean changing a sentence interrogative to interrogative from the form assertive. And if you learn these uh, things, the rules I'm explaining here, inshallah, by the end of the lecture, you will be able to make a sentence interrogative from assertive and vice versa. The rule 1 is based on affirmative sentence. So you know that assertive sentences can be of two types. Type 1 is affirmative and type 2 is negative. To make a sentence interrogative, we need first to identify whether the assertive sentence is in affirmative or in negative. If the assertive sentence is in affirmative, then we have to make the sentence interrogative by making it negative interrogative. So let us see an example. She likes swimming in the river. This sentence is in assertive form. How do we know that this sentence is in assertive, not in, this sentence is affirmative, not in negative? To identify that, you should be looking for some negative words in the sentence. And in this sentence, there is no such negative word. As there is no negative word in the sentence, we are sure of this assertive sentence to be an affirmative sentence. And to make this affirmative sentence interrogative, we need to use negative form. As this sentence is in present indefinite tense, and as the verb has s with it, to make this sentence interrogative, we have to drop this s and take does as the auxiliary verb, and then add not with the auxiliary verb does, and it will read like doesn't in the contracted form. So take doesn't in the beginning of the sentence, then rewrite the sentence like this: she like swimming in the river. That will be the interrogative form of the sentence 1 I'm showing here. So I have just omitted this s from the interrogative form, and then added this s to the auxiliary verb do, and then added not in the contracted form. It reads like doesn't, and then I have rewritten the sentence: doesn't she like swimming in the river? We have to remember that while writing the answer of any sentence in the interrogative form, if we find doesn't in the beginning of the sentence, we must have to drop the s of the verb. So if we write she likes with the s in the interrogative form, certainly this sentence will be incorrect grammatically, and your teacher will not award you any mark. This is example 2. I feel like flying in the sky. This sentence is also in present tense, but in this sentence there is no s with the verb. So I guess that you understand that with plural subjects and with plural subjects like we, they, we do not use any s with the verb. Besides, here the subject I have used is first person, with which we never use the s with the verb. So to make this sentence interrogative, we need to take the auxiliary verb only do and nothing else. Then we have to add the negative word not with the auxiliary verb do, and it will read like don't. So we have to write this don't at the beginning of the interrogative sentence and rewrite the sentence like don't I feel like flying in the sky. So that is the interrogative form of the example num 2 here I am showing. Number 3, we felt what they had to feel at the collapse of Rana Plaza. Here the sentence is in past indefinite tense and the verb feel is in past form felt. We know that for past tense we normally use the auxiliary verb did. So let us take the auxiliary verb did at the beginning of the interrogative sentence with adding the negative word not. So it will read like didn't in contracted form. Didn't, then the subject and the base form of the verb. Remember that in past tense, to make the sentence interrogative, we use the base form of verb because we are using the auxiliary verb didn't. So the interrogative sentence of this example will be, didn't we feel what they had to feel at the collapse of Rana Plaza? This is example 4, which I have written in future indefinite tense, and we know that in future tenses we normally find the modal auxiliary verb shall or will, and to make any interrogatives to send any sentence which is in future tense interrogative, we need to take that auxiliary verb will or shall at the beginning of the interrogative sentence, and if need to add the negative word not with will or shall. If it is will, then it will read like won't in the contracted form, and if it is shall, it will read like shan't in the contracted form. So as we are having will here in the future tense, the interrogative form will be won't they meet us at Cox's Bazar Sea Beach after 3 days. So remember that while writing the answer of any sentence in future tense in the interrogative form, you need to make sure that the base form of the verb is used after the subject, as we are taking the modal auxiliary verb at the beginning. So won't they meet? This is the verb part of the sentence with the subject. So won't they meet us at Cox's Bazar Sea Beach after 3 days? Here are some practices for you to be done at home. These practice sentences are based on rule 1. Please do these sentences, and I think you will find all of these example sentences very fruitful for you to practice a sentence to be made interrogative from affirmative form. I'm moving to rule 2, which states that to make any negative sentence interrogative, we need to use affirmative interrogative. That means if any sentence is in negative form, we need to drop the negative word from the sentence and use affirmative form in the interrogative sentence. So negative words are omitted, are dropped off, are deleted from any sentence if we make the sentence interrogative. Let us look at this example. They did not overrule our objection. This sentence is in the negative form, and this sentence has the negative word not. To make this sentence interrogative, we need to drop the negative word not and then take the auxiliary verb did at the beginning of the interrogative sentence, and the interrogative sentence will read like, did they overrule our objection? Mark that I have dropped the negative word while saying the answer. So this will be the interrogative form of the sentence. Did they overrule our objection? Example 2 is also in the negative form, and this sentence, she does not know how to swim, has the negative word not after the auxiliary verb does, and this indicates that this sentence is in present indefinite tense. To make this sentence interrogative, we need to drop the negative word not and take the auxiliary verb does at the beginning. So let us take let us take this does at the beginning. So does, then the subject she, does she, then dropping the not, negative word not, the verb, does she know how to swim? That will be the interrogative form of the negative sentence at example known 2. So does she know how to swim? Example 3 shows a sentence which is in negative form with the auxiliary verb could. And to make any sentence interrogative, if we find the modal auxiliary verb could or any other auxiliary verb, any other modal auxiliary verb like can, may, might, shall, will, should, would, we need to take that modal auxiliary verb at the beginning. So let us drop the negative word not from this sentence at example number 3 and take the modal auxiliary verb could at the beginning of this sentence to make this interrogative. So could, then the subject we, could we, then dropping the not, take the verb, could we recover? Could we recover the loss which caused our fall? That so the interrogative sentence of example 3 will be, could we recover the loss which caused our fall? This is example known 4, which is in negative form in the future tense. And if you mark the verb shall not wait in the sentence, I shall not wait for you at the station because I am a bit busy, you will find that this sentence is in negative with the negative word not after the modal auxiliary verb shall. If we want to make this sentence interrogative, we need to drop this negative word not from this sentence and take the modal auxiliary verb shall at the beginning of the sentence and then the verb after the subject. So it will read like, shall I wait, dropping the negative word not. We immediately took the main verb. So shall I wait for you at the station because I'm a bit busy. So this is the interrogative form of the example known 4 here. Shall I wait for you at the station because I'm a bit busy? Here are some practices based on rule known 2. Please solve these practice sentences in your homework copy, and when RUMC resumes to normal situation, you show your copies, homework copies to your subject teachers. If you do these homework sentences, these homeworks, you will find them very effective for you to practice the rules, and these practices will keep you attached to the rules, which will make you able to answer write the answer in the exams effectively. Rule number 3 states that if there is the negative word never in any sentence, then we need to make that sentence interrogative by replacing the negative word never with the affirmative word ever. So never is replaced by the word ever. So instead of never, we use ever in the interrogative sentence. And other points that I told you in rule 1 and 2 are retained. So he never tells a lie. This sentence is in present indefinite tense. To make this sentence interrogative, we need to take the auxiliary verb does and drop the negative adverb never. Instead of never, we need to use ever. So let us take that. Does, then the subject he. Does he then ever instead of never. Does he ever tell a lie? That will be the interrogative form of example known 1. So does he ever tell a lie? This is example to known 2, in which you will find the verb in past indefinite tense, for which you will need to use the auxiliary verb did, and then use the word ever in place of the negative adverb never. So let us take did at the beginning of the interrogative sentence. So did we ever, then the base form of the main verb. Did we ever give them any chance to interfere? Did we give them any chance to interfere? That will be the interrogative form of example known 2. This is example known 3, in which you will find the tense present perfect. To make this sentence interrogative, you need to use the affirmative adverb ever in place of the negative adverb never, and then take the auxiliary verb at the beginning before the subject. So let us take the auxiliary verb has at the beginning of the interrogative sentence, then the subject, and then ever, and the remaining part of the sentence is to be written as it is. So the interrogative sentence will read like, has she ever? Has she ever encountered the appearance of a ghost? This is the interrogative form of the practice sentence 3 here. Example known 4, I will never go to visit those places where there is no natural beauty. This sentence is in negative form with the negative adverb never, and it is also in future indefinite tense. To make this sentence interrogative, we need to take the auxiliary verb will at the beginning of this sentence, and then replace the word never by the word ever. So the interrogative sentence will read like, will I ever go to visit those places where there is no natural beauty? Will I ever go to visit those places where there is no natural beauty? That will be the interrogative form of this example known 4 here. We are now moving to rule known 4. Before that, let us see some example sentences, and I believe that you'll be doing these homeworks at home in your homework copy. Please don't skip these exam practice sentences, rather write the answers to these practice sentences in your homework copy, and when RUMC resumes to normal classes, you must show these homework sentences to your subject teacher. This is rule known 4, which states that instead of the negative word nothing, we use anything or what in interrogative form. A question may arise as I have not specified when to use anything and when to use what. The answer is that if you find the word nothing in the middle of the sentence as as part of predicate, then we normally use the word anything by replacing the word nothing. But if the word nothing is the subject of a sentence, then we make the sentence interrogative by replacing the word nothing by the word what. Let us look at the example and try to understand how we use anything or what in place of nothing to make a sentence interrogative. The first one, I know nothing of this. You will see that in this sentence, the word nothing is in the predicate part. To make this sentence interrogative, we need to replace the word nothing by the word anything. So the interrogative form will be based on the subject and verb. This sentence is in negative form because of the presence of the negative word no with thing. So to and this sentence is in present indefinite tense too with first person singular subject I. To make this statement interrogative, let us take the auxiliary verb do. As I said you, for present tense, the auxiliary verb is do or does. We normally restrict the use of does to make any sentence interrogative to the places where we find the s or es after the base form of verbs. So let us make this sentence interrogative by taking do. So do I, then replace this nothing by the word anything. Do I know nothing of this? That is the interrogative form of the sentence. Do I know anything of this? In place of nothing, it will be anything. Do I know anything of this? Example known to, they could say nothing about the result. This sentence also has the negative word nothing in the predicate part. So similar to example known one, here we are making this sentence interrogative by taking the auxiliary, modal auxiliary verb at the beginning and replacing the word nothing by the word anything. So the interrogative sentence will be, could they say? Could they say anything about the result? That is the interrogative form of this sentence. Example known two. Here, as you see, the third example has the negative word nothing at the beginning of the sentence. So nothing is as important as honesty in life. This nothing, as I said, is in the beginning part as the acting as the subject. So we are replacing this nothing by the word what, and then writing the rest part of the sentence to make it interrogative. Let us check. So what is as important as honesty in life? That is the interrogative form of this. Number 4, nothing happened according to the way we expected. To make this sentence interrogative, we need to replace the word nothing by the word what, and then write the rest of the part similar to example no 3. And so the interrogative sentence will be, what happened according to the way we expected. Okay, let us look at the answer to question 4 here. So what happened according to the way we expected? We are moving to rule 5. Before that, let us check some practice sentences based on rule 4. And these practice sentences are to be done at home in your homework copy for your subject teacher, who will check your homework when RUMC classes resume. Please do this homework. Don't avoid, don't skip this part. These homework sentences will make you expert in changing our sentence from assertive to interrogative. This is rule 5. in which we are finding all, everyone, or everybody in the affirmative sentence. So if we find any sentence with all, everyone, everybody as the subject, and then if the sentence is in affirmative form, we can make the sentence interrogative by using who in place of all, everyone, or everybody, and then make the rest of the part negative. Let us see an example. Everybody likes to have beautiful smelling flowers. This sentence is in affirmative form with the subject everybody. So to make this sentence interrogative, we will replace the word everybody by the word who, and then make the rest part, I mean specifically the verb, negative. So here the verb is in present indefinite tense, singular form. To make this negative, we need to use does plus not. So the contracted form will be doesn't. And then we'll need to drop the negative, we'll need to drop the singular form s from the verb. So the interrogative form will be who doesn't like to have beautiful smelling flowers. That is the interrogative form of this sentence. Who doesn't like to have beautiful smelling flowers? Let us check example number 2 here. Everyone likes enjoyment in life. This statement is in present indefinite tense in the affirmative form. So similar to example number 1 here, let us make this sentence interrogative by using who and then doesn't. So who doesn't like, not likes. Who doesn't like enjoyment in life? Example number 3 here, all become happy in life if they can earn money, is in present indefinite tense with the subject all. We know that in proverbial sentences, the word all is commonly singular. But in any sentence other than a proverb, the word all is plural. And that is why the verb become is in plural form here. As the verb is in the plural form of present indefinite tense, we can make this sentence interrogative by using don't. So let us replace the word all by the word who and then don't become. So the interrogative sentence will be who don't become happy in life if they can earn money. Who don't become happy in life if they can earn money. Example number 4 has a modal auxiliary verb should and the word all as the subject. So let us replace the word all by the word who and then add negative word not to the modal auxiliary verb should. So it will be who shouldn't. The interrogative sentence is who shouldn't donate their wealth for the welfare of the poor. Who shouldn't donate their wealth for the welfare of the poor. That is the interrogative form of example number 4 here. And it is followed by some practice sentences. Let us check these practice sentences and write their answers in our homework copy. If you write the answers to these practice sentences in your homework copy. I think you will have some opportunity to practice the rule by yourself, and this will make you a bit more confident in making a sentence interrogative from assertive. Well, these are the practices on rule 5. Here I'm ending my lecture 1 on making a sentence interrogative from assertive. Thank you, my dear students. I hope you have found my lecture effective for you to learn to make a sentence interrogative from assertive. Thank you all. Allah Hafiz. Please stay healthy.